My name is Diana, and I came from Canada.
Diana, thanks so much for giving us some of your time here on lunch to have a little chat. And before coming to WCA, what would you say was the biggest struggle or challenge you were facing in your life prior to being here?
Before I came to WCA, I was struggling with understanding all the theory about it and never quite getting to where it hits, like the road, and making it real where it lasts. I would get myself caught up in cycles of self-sabotage where I could reach success and then somehow lose it, and then reach success and then lose it again. And I feel that now that it's going to stick. The tires are on the road and it's time to rip.
Beautiful. And over the past 5 days, Diana, what would you say has been the biggest breakthrough or transformational moment that you've experienced here at WCA?
There's been a few, but the most specific breakthrough that I've experienced at WCA is that I redefined myself. I always thought I was a leader, that I was meant to lead people somewhere, but never really sure where or for what. And I'm actually not really just a leader, I'm a visionary. And visionaries are allowed to think differently than everybody else, and they're allowed to run at a little bit of a different rhythm than everybody else. And being here gave me permission to find that rhythm for myself and then to move into it.
Wow. Diana, you said you've traveled from Canada to be here. A lot of people ask us, why the hell do you take students the whole way to somewhere like Koh Samui to have this experience? How pivotal has it been for you leaving your environment behind, leaving your life behind, and coming to somewhere like this to have this experience? Why is it important?
Coming and being a part of the experience is really important because words don't teach, experience teaches. And it takes those words and it turns it into an actual, tangible, feelable experience. And now it's there. And it's never going to go away again, because once that expansion has happened in your understanding of yourself and your situation, you're never going to go back to being small. You're going to want to stay free. You're going to want to stay big. You're going to want to stay alive. And getting out of the familiar is what opens you to the uncomfortable truth that you're disconnecting from so much that you don't even know is possible and out there.
What would you say made you the most happiest being here at WCA?
Whew. The happiest thing that I experienced being at WCA was acceptance, was love from complete strangers who seemed to understand my quirks and tics better than the people that have known me my whole life. I always tried to be like everybody else, and I could never quite get there. And it was always just beating me down because I was like, well, why do you have to think differently? Why can't you just fit in? And I realize now that by not fitting in, it gives other people permission to just be whoever they want and need to be. There is no expectation except for the one that you have for yourself, and you might as well embrace it, because this life is short and there's so much to do that we will never do it even if we said yes to everything. So why not just do it?
Wow. Following on from that as well, how important have the people that you've met here been in your experience at WCA? How much of a pivotal role have they played in the transformations and the breakthroughs that you've experienced?
The people that I've met at WCA have really transformed my perception of relationship and connection. I think I always kept it shallow to be safe. Kind of like if I got too close, you'd know I actually don't fit in. Like if I can keep you just close enough that I feel connected, but far enough that you don't figure out that I'm not like you at all, right? Then I would be safe. And then I realized that the walls that I put up to stay safe were keeping everybody out. And here at WCA, those walls just crumbled down, and people loved me and accepted me beyond what I could even do for myself. And they taught me that it's okay to be seen, it's okay to love myself, and it's sure okay to be different than everybody else, because that's what creates change, and this world needs change.
Beautiful. What's going to be different for you whenever you return back home to Canada, having gone through this experience at WCA?
The experience at WCA has created the difference in my day-to-day when I return by reminding me to be present. See, I got caught in the past. That's not real. It's wrong. It's inaccurate. And then I would get stuck in the future, disconnected and daydreaming. Whereas now, I'm present. I can feel this moment, and I'm here with the people with me, and I'm going to take that home. And I'm going to make it real in the present moments, every present moment that I'm aware, challenging myself to now be myself and not to fall back into old habits or patterns, because I've never been the story I was told, and I've never been the story that I even told myself.
Wow, beautifully put. What advice would you give to someone who's maybe watching right now, who is thinking of coming to WCA, they want to transform, they want to change, but they're maybe sitting on the fence, maybe don't know if they're worthy of it? What advice would you give to those individuals who are maybe listening right now?
For the people questioning whether they should get involved with WCA or not, honestly, I didn't want to come. Like I was all confident, sign up, yeah, I'm on fire, look at me go. And then when it actually came to the action of it, I was like, oh, does this really need to happen? Like that's a lot of time, it's a lot of money, what are you doing? You don't even know what you're getting into. The truth is, totally worth it.
Beautiful. And to wrap up here within like 20 seconds, if everybody was listening right now in the world and you had one message to give to everybody, knowing what you know now at the end of, we're nearly done, knowing what you know at the end of WCA, what's your one message for the world if everybody was tuned in listening right now? What would you say to people?
The message that I would give people about WCA in general is that it's going to create a self-awareness that you never even knew you didn't have, and that it can open you up to the real acceptance, abundance, and love that is out there. Because a lot of the time we get hurt, and in that hurt we're surviving and we're doing what everybody's doing, and we know it's not working because the majority of people aren't happy, they're not fulfilled. We're not dumb, we can see that it's not working, but we don't have a different recipe for our cake to make the life we want. And now I have a recipe and the cake's gonna be so good.